Good afternoon, everybody, as we welcome you to Scott Berry Field on this absolutely gorgeous Friday afternoon for some Comet baseball action as they finally have home games on what is the final regular season weekend of conference play. I'm Nick Paulsey to bring the action today as the Comets play host to the Dakota State Trojans. Home plate umpires out there for the mound. Meaning, give you starting lineups. First to Dakota State, they come in 21-21 overall on the season, 7-9 in North Star Athletic Association conference play. Batting leadoff, the left fielder Seth Altwine. Batting second, the second baseman Aiden Perry. Batting third, the right fielder Hunter Vickmeyer. Batting fourth, the catcher Cassidy Waugh. Batting fifth and doing the DH today, Cameron Haller. Batting sixth, the third baseman Dawson Portner. Batting seventh, the first baseman George Hogan. Batting eighth, the center fielder Connor Rainey. And batting ninth and playing shortstop Darcy Berry. On the mound for the Trojans is Nikolai Arbach. For the Comets, they come in 13-25 overall, 5-11 in conference action. Starting lineup, batting first, the right fielder Chris Shotbell. Batting second, the center fielder Carson Lundmark. Batting third and doing the DH in Cam Goff. Batting fourth, playing third base Kevin Conway. Batting fifth, the first baseman Zach Evanochko. Batting sixth, the second baseman Jack McQueen. Batting seventh, the left fielder Jalen Denton. Batting eighth and doing the catching Riley Rankin. And batting ninth, playing shortstop Tony Villarreal. And on the mound for the Comets is Garrett Lundmark. Take a break. National anthem, starting lineups, first pitch coming up shortly here on the Comet Athletics Network. Right. Lineups have been introduced. National anthem has been played. Garrett Lundmark drawing to start here in game 1 today for the Comets. The sophomore out of Spokane, Washington, also the brother of Comet Center fielder Carson Lundmark. For Garrett, this is his 12th appearance, his 11th start on the season. He's 4-4. ERA of 5.33, 59 strikeouts to 23 walks, and 50 2/3 innings pitched. He'll face the top of the order for Dakota State and Altwine, Perry, and Vickmeyer. Comet defense left to right across the outfield, Denton, Lundmark, Shopbell. Across the infield, left to right, Conway, Villarreal, McQueen, and Evanachko with the battery of Rankin behind the plate and Lundmark on the mound. Comets in the gray uniform stay with blue hats, Dakota State in the navy with gray on the bottom part of the jersey. Comets will celebrate Senior Day tomorrow after game number 2. Comet softball making the trip down to Valley City today to take on the Vikings in a home-and-home series. First pitch for game 1 scheduled at 3 p.m. We'll bring you updates once that game gets going down in Valley City. It's also the final weekend of the regular season for softball as well as baseball. And softball team will be back here in Portland, I should say, tomorrow. We'll have those games for you here on Comet Athletic Network. I will bring you those. So Lundmark just finishing up his warm-up pitches. Seth Altwine, the left fielder, will step up. Altwine, the senior out of Kearney, Nebraska, 279 average on the season, 31 hits, 5 of them home runs, 8 doubles, 1 triple. He's drove in 29 and scored 26 times. So Lundmark will step up onto the bump, just about ready to go on an absolutely beautiful Friday afternoon here. The Comets finally have some home games. Lundmark into the motion and delivers the first pitch. Half swing strike, 0-1 first pitch at 1:04 p.m. And for those unfamiliar, we play in 2 games today. First game will be a 7-inning game. Second game will be a 9-inning game. 0-1 pitch on the way from Lundmark to Altwine. Catches the outside corner quickly, 0-2. Lundmark, team leader in strikeouts on the mound at 59 coming into today. Also team lead in innings pitched at 50 2/3. Payoff pitch on the way from Lundmark. Misses a little high, 1-2 the count on Seth Altwine. Wind blowing out towards left field. 1-2 pitch on the way from Lundmark. Cut on and miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Lundmark. Sets down Altwine. Now bring up the second baseman, Aiden Perry, the junior out of Dripping Springs, Texas. A .336 average on the season, 44 hits, 5 home runs, 6 doubles, 20 RBIs. He's scored 33 times. First left-handed hitter Lundmark will face here this afternoon. Just one gone here in the top of the first in game number 1. First pitch to Perry. Fouled into the screen, 0-1. So 1 the count on Perry. And Trojans 21-21 overall, 7-9 in conference play. Comets 13-25 overall, 5-11 in North Star play. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Lundmark has a beat on it, takes 3 steps back. Now will come in and make the catch. 2 up, 2 gone here in inning number 1. I'll bring up Hunter Vickmeyer, the right fielder, senior out of Baroka, Wisconsin, a .308 batting average, 40 hits, 3 home runs, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 24 RBIs. He scored 28 times. So 2 gone here in the top of the first as Vickmeyer steps in. First pitch on the way to Vickmeyer is a little high and inside, 1-0. First time today Lundmark has fallen behind in a count. 1-0 pitch on the way from Lundmark. Cut on and miss. Strike 1. So 1-1 now. Evens up the count. Lundmark into the motion. 1-1 pitch on the way. Check swing fouled into the backstop. 1-2. 1-2 the count on Vic Meyer. Lundmark looking to complete the 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch on the way from Lundmark, fouled into the screen. Count stays 1-2. Count remains 1-2 on Vic Meyer. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Lundmark so far a strikeout and a flyout. 1-2 pitch on the way. Liner right to second base, off the glove of McQueen as he tried to jump and catch it, but to no avail. And Vic Meyer is aboard with the single. So a 1-out single for Vic Meyer brings up Cassidy Watt, the catcher. The senior out of Coquitlam, British Columbia, Canada. 324 batting average, 48 hits, 12 home runs. Second on the team in home runs, 10 doubles, 41 RBIs, which leads the team. He's scored 17 times. So Vic Meyer aboard after the 2-out single. Valiant effort there from Jack McQueen, just couldn't quite bring it down. So 1-out or 2-out base runner for the Trojans as Watt steps in. First pitch to Watt from Lundmark, just misses outside, 1-0. Vic Meyer 8 stolen bases on the season, so is a threat to run. He's third on the team in that category. His count is 1-0 on Cassidy Watt. Not going as Vic Meyer, swung on, fouled into the parking lot, 1-1. But umpire calls out for more baseballs. See if I get them from Comet senior pitcher Calvin Watkins. His count is 1-1 on Watt. Vic Meyer, not a very big lead at first, but gets a aggressive secondary. 1-1 pitch, cut on a miss. Strike 2. So 1-2 the count on Watt. See if they decide to send Vic Meyer in motion with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Marks set it well, pickoff attempt back to first, in time to pick off Vic Meyer. Nice move there from Lundmark, got Vic Meyer leaning, and that retires the side. So you can almost call that a 1-2-3 inning, as Watt will be up in the top of the second as we move on to the bottom of the first, no score. Move on to the bottom of the first, no score after Garrett Lundmark picked off Hunter Vic Meyer to retire the side. As Nikolai Arbach gets the start here for the Trojans in game number 1. Arbach, the senior out of Haiti, South Dakota. This is his 11th appearance, his 11th start. He's 6-3 on the season with a 2.27 ERA, 71 strikeouts to just 12 walks, and 63 in the third innings pitch. He'll face the top of the order in Shopbell, Lundmark, and Goff for the Comets. Dakota State outfield, left to right, Altwine, Rainey, and Vic Meyer. Infield, left to right, Portner, Barry, Perry, Hogan with the battery of Watt behind the plate, and Arbach on the mound. Bottom of the first, getting ready to get going as Chris Schoppel will step in. The senior out of Logan, Utah, 364 batting average on the season, 52 hits, 9 home runs, 10 doubles, 1 triple, 28 RBIs, 32 runs scored. And he's been batting leadoff here recently for the Comets as he will step in to face the right-hander Arbach. First pitch to Schoppel, his breaking ball cut on a miss, strike 1, 0-1 to the Comet right fielder. On 1 on Schoppel. 0-1 pitch. Cut on a miss on pitch inside. Quickly 0-2. So 0-2 on Schoppel. Payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled up over the press box, out of play. Count remains 0-2. First time in a few years Dakota State has made the trip up here to Mayville to play games. A few times we've been scheduled to play them up here. Weather has forced them to move down. There's an opposite field base hit for Schoppel. Nice 2-strike swing there. The Comets have the leadoff runner aboard here in the first. Bring up Carson Lundmark, the senior out of Spokane Valley, Washington. A 351 batting average on the season. 46 hits, 9 home runs, 13 doubles, 2 triples, 34 runs driven in, which leads the team. Schoppel starts to run, leading the team with 14 stolen bases on the season as the lefty Lundmark will step in. See if they decide to put Lundmark in motion, or excuse me, Schoppel in motion. Again, 14 stolen bases. Good size lead for Schoppel at first. Not going. Lundmark squares the bunt. It's a good one to the pitcher Arbach, who fumbles it, flips to first, not in time, and throws it away. Schoppel's going to hit the bag at second. They're going to hold him at third, and Lundmark is going to advance on the air. So what would have been a sac bunt turns into a 2-base error on the pitcher. The Comets have runners in scoring position with nobody out for Cam Goff. Goff, the junior out of Punta Gorda, Florida, 234 batting average on the season, 6 home runs, 29 total hits, 5 doubles. He's driven in 17 and scored 21 times. So Schoppel on at third, Lundmark on it at second after the throwing error by the pitcher Arbach on a bunt. Base hit could give the Comets a 2-run lead here. Trojans bring the infield in. Nobody out here in the first. First pitch to Goff, swung on, fouled into the screen, 0-1. So 0-1 the count on Goff. 0-1 pitch, caught on a miss, quickly 0-2. So Arbach looking to work his way out of this jam here. So 0-2 on Goff. Payoff pitch from Arbach. Just misses outside, 1-2 the count on Goff. And Goff doing the DH today for the Comets. One-two pitch coming from Arbach. Swung on a miss, strike 3, first out, and that's a big strikeout there for Arbach to retire Goff. That'll bring up Kevin Conway playing third base. Conway, a 330 hitter on the season, 35 hits, 7 home runs, 4 doubles, drove in 17 and scored 19 times. So Schoppel on at third, Carson Lundmark on at second, 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. Comets look to jump out to an early lead here. First pitch to Conway. Brought back in by the catcher Watt. Nice frame there for strike 1. So 1-1 on Conway. One pitch, Conway swung on, fouled up out of play over the Comet dugout quickly, 0-2. So 0-2 on Conway, 1 gone, 2 on here in the bottom of the first. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Perry up with it, will come home. The throw is in time to get Chappell at the plate. It's a close play there, but throw was in time. Chappell is cut down for out number 2. Conway aboard on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Zach Evanochko with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Evanochko, senior out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, .255 batting average, 12 hits, 3 home runs, 2 doubles. He's driven in 13 and scored 6 times. So 2 gone here. Runners at the corners. After nice play there by the second baseman, Aiden Perry, to cut down Chappell at the plate. So you bring the infield in. Now wind blowing out towards right field, towards center now for the left-handed hitting Evanochko. Lundmark on at third, Conway on at first. First pitch to Evanochko, misses high and outside, 1-0. So 1-0 on Evanochko. See if they decide to put Conway in motion. No stolen bases on the season. 1-0 pitch. Back pick down to third is almost thrown into it. It is, gets away from the third baseman. Lundmark coming to the plate, and he will score on the throwing error by the catcher, Watt. So Lundmark in to score on the air. Second error of the inning on the Trojans, and it's 1-0. Conway held on at first. I believe that pitch was called a ball, so 2-0 on Evanochko. 2-0 pitch in there, called a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Misses outside, 3-1. Ready to reach. Jack McQueen waiting on deck for the Comets. In the game they lead 1-0 thanks to a throwing error by the catcher Watt. Allowed Lundmark to score from third. 3-1 pitch. Caught on a miss, strike 2, full count. Conway will get a head start at first base. Conway gets the head start, pitches inside, ball 4. And Evanochko was aboard via the walk. That'll bring up Jack McQueen, second baseman. Junior out of Salt Lake City, Utah. .302 batting average on the season, 32 hits, 7 doubles, 14 runs driven in. He scored 23 times. So 2 on, 2 out here. 1 already in for the Comets here in the bottom of the first. Thanks to a couple hits and 2 errors by the Trojan defense. First pitch to McQueen is low and outside, 1-0. McQueen, the 6th Comet to bat here in the bottom of the first. One 0 pitch on the way from Arbach is in there, called a strike, 1-1 on McQueen. One pitch, cut on a miss, strike 2. 1-2 the count on McQueen. Arbach looking to minimize the damage and only give up 1 here in the bottom of the first. Payoff pitch on the way from Arbach, cut on a miss, strike 3 to retire the side. But the Comets push across 1 thanks to a throwing error, and they lead it 1-0 as we played 1 complete inning. Move on to the top of the second. Comets lead at 1-0 as Cassidy Watt will step in. Was at the plate when Hunter Vickmeyer got picked off at first base to end the top of the first, so Watt will step in here to lead off the top of the second. Garrett Lundmark back out there for his second inning of work. 1 strikeout so far to his name and through 1 inning. First pitch to Watt. Misses inside, ball 1, 1-0 the count to the Trojan catcher. One-0 pitch on the way from Lundmark to Watt is slider in there, called a strike, 1-1. Lundmark been around the zone so far. It's only fallen behind in 2 counts. 1-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball into center field, going back. Lundmark, he's at the track, he's at the wall, and that ball is gone. A home run off the bat of Cassidy Watt ties us at 1. His 13th home run of the season. Just like that, we are tied up. Wind is blowing out towards center, and that ball is absolutely launched off the bat of Watt. Bring up the DH, Cameron Haller. Haller, the junior out of Kingman, Arizona. 290 average, 27 hits, 5 home runs, 2 doubles, 25 RBIs, 25 runs scored. First pitch from Lundmark. Check swing, they're going to say he went around, 0-1 on Haller. One pitch on the ground, backhand by Conway, nice pick there. Strong throw across the first. Nevinochko able to hold the bag. 5-3 on the putout for out number 1.
Now batting number 30, Dawson Partner.
Bring up Dawson Portner, the third baseman, senior out of T, South Dakota. 273 batting average, 24 hits, 3 home runs, 7 doubles. He's drove in 16 and scored 26 times. So 1 gone here in the top of the second. 1 already in off the solo home run from Cassidy Watt. We're tied up at 1. First pitch catches the top of the zone on Portner for a strike, 0-1. All 1 the count on Portner, the third baseman today for the Trojans. 0-1 pitch, catches the outside corner, quickly 0-2. So 0-2. Payoff pitch on the way from Lundmark. Fouled towards the Comet dugout. Stays 0-2. Lundmark into the motion. 0-2 pitch again. Cut on a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the day for Garrett Lundmark. 2 out now as George Hogan, the first baseman, will step in. Hogan, this junior out of Evergreen, Colorado, a 237 batting average on the season. 23 hits, 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs. And he scored 16 times. First pitch just misses. 1-0. So 1-0 the count. Lundmark into the motion and delivers way outside. 2-0. So 2-0 on Hogan. Lundmark into the motion and delivers. Pitch high, 3-0. Ready to reach. Connor Rainey waiting on deck for Dakota State. .30 pitch on the way from Lundmark is called a strike. Hogan thought it was ball 4 as he was almost on his way down to first base before umpire called a strike. Count 3-1 now on Hogan. 3-1 pitch, Fouled into the backstop, 3-2. So full count on Hogan, 2 out here in the top of the second, a 1-1 ball game. 3-2 pitch on the way from one mark. Fouled into the screen again, count remains full. Full count on Hogan. One mark, looking to minimize here if you're giving up the 1 run. 3-2 pitch. Fouled in and out of the glove of Rankin, unable to squeeze it. Count remains full. Hogan putting up a good battle here on Lundmark. This count remains full to the Trojan first baseman. Lundmark into the motion and delivers. Misses low and outside, ball 4. First walk issued today by Lundmark. They'll bring up Connor Rainey, the center fielder. Rainey, the junior out of Pflugerville, Texas, a .297 average on the season, 44 hits, 1 home run, 6 doubles. He's drove in 15 and scored 29 times. Hogan, not really a threat to run, just 1 stolen base on the season. First pitch to Rainey, inside, 1-0. Still 2 out here in the second. One 0 pitch from Lundmark. Catches the outside corner, 1-1 on Rainey. Hogan dancing around a little bit at first base. Again, not really a threat to run, just 1 stolen base on the season. His count is 1-1 on Rainey. 1-1 pitch, misses high. 2-1. Rankin looking Hogan back there at first, but no throw. So 2-1 here on Rainey. The 5th Trojan to bat here in the inning. Two-one pitch on the way from Lundmark. In there, called a strike, 2-2. A little bit of a late call there from the home plate umpire. But it is a strike, so 2-2 the count on Rainey. Two-two pitch, cut on a miss, strike 3. A couple strikeouts in the inning for Lundmark, but we are tied after Cassidy Watt hits his 13th home run of the season as we move to the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Move on to the bottom of the second. 7-8-9 due up for the Comets as we are tied at 1. Jalen Denton will step in. Denton, the junior out of Pomeroy, Nevada. .230 batting average on the season. 26 hits, 5 home runs, 5 doubles, 19 RBIs. He's scored 18 times for the left-handing hitter, playing left field today. Here in a 1-1 ball game at the bottom of the second. Comets got 1 on a throwing error in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Denton, swung on, fouled up out of play over the third base dugout, 0-1. Trojans able to get one back in the top of the second on Cassidy Watt's solo home run. So 0-1 on Denton. One pitch misses inside, 1-1. Denton had to back out of the way a little bit. One pitch misses outside, 2-1. Last time these two teams faced off was in the conference tournament last season in the opening round, which the Comets pulled the upset over the Trojans. 2-1 pitch. Denton, little dribbler down to first base, bodied by Hogan. Throw not in time, and Denton is aboard. I called out an error on the first baseman. Third error already for the Trojans. That'll bring up Riley Rankin, the catcher, senior out of Crosby, Texas, a .269 batting average. 28 hits, 3 home runs, 7 doubles, 17 runs driven in. So a little bit of a mound visit here between coach and Arbach. That ground ball chopper kind of ate up Hogan there at first base. So Denton aboard via the air. First pitch to Rankin, who squares, pulls back pick down to second. Denton way off the bag, and he is out. So just like that, the error is erased. There's one gone and nobody out. One gone, nobody on, I should say. Pitch was called a strike. 0-1 the count on Rankin. One pitch way outside. He tried the corner and missed. 1-1 on Rankin. One pitch way outside again. 2-1. So 2-1 on catcher Rankin. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Bottom of the order, and Tony Villarreal waiting on deck for the Comets. Count is even, 2-2 on Rankin, who's number 22, and the catcher too. Swung on, fly ball into center field. Rainey has a beat on it. Will take a few steps in, loses that, and make the catch. 2 up, 2 gone here in the second for the Comets. That'll bring up Tony Villarreal, the shortstop, freshman out of Grafton, North Dakota, just up the road. 218 average on the season, 22 hits, 1 home run, 3 doubles, 12 RBIs. He's scored 17 times. So 2 out here in the bottom of the second in a 1-1 ball game. Again, if you're just joining us, game 1 is a 7-inning game, game 2 a 9. First pitch to Villarreal, swung on, fouled over the Comet dugout, out of play, 0-1 to the Comet shortstop. One pitch from Arbach, misses inside, 1-1 the count on Villarreal. One pitch, misses outside, 2-1. One pitch from Arbach, on the ground to third. Portner up with it, takes a few steps, fires across the first in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Arbach. As we play 2 complete, our score remains tied at 1. Move on to the top of the third. 9-1 and 2 due up for the Trojans to face Lundmark. Darcy Berry, the shortstop, will step in. The junior out of Adelaide, South Australia. 235 batting average, 31 hits, 10 home runs, 9 doubles. He drove in 33 and scored 41 times, which leads the team in that category. His time is called at the plate. Berry having to adjust the strap on his leg guard. Wind continues to blow out towards left field. A few clouds have moved in. Lundmark into the motion. First pitch is a little high and outside. 1-0 the count to Berry. One-0 pitch on the way from Lundmark. Big swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him. 1-1. Top of the order, and Seth Altwine waiting on deck. 1-1 pitch to Berry. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. Nice pitch there. 1-2. So 1-2 the count on Berry. Payoff pitch on the way from Lundmark. It's a liner into left field. Denton coming in. It'll fall in front of him for a base hit. Berry is aboard, and the Trojans get the leadoff runner on. Their third hit of the ballgame. Back to the top of the order, and Seth Altwine 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Berry, threat to run, team leader with 18 stolen bases on the season. So odds are they're probably running. We'll see if Altwine decides to maybe lay down a bunt. Kevin Conway playing in on the grass, expecting that. Berry, good size lead off of first. Not going, squaring his Altwine, pulls back, pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count. So 1-0, Altwine, see if he decides to square again. Berry, good lead off of first, squaring his Altwine, gets it down to the second base side. Lundmark able to glove it, underhand flip to Evanochko, and a successful sacrifice off of Altwine. Gets Berry into scoring position.
Now batting number 4,
Aiden Perry will step up, flew out to center field his first time, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. So Berry into scoring position off the sacrifice bunt from Seth Altwine. So left-handed hitting Perry steps in. One gone here in the top of the third and a 1-1 ball game. Mark, long look at Berry at second and delivers. Fouled up to the left side of the press box, 0-1 on Perry. Darcy Berry, the runner at second. Not a very big lead, pretty average lead there. 0-1 pitch to Perry, cut on a miss. Quickly 0-2. So 0-2. Mark looking to work his way out of this one, not give up a run. Base hit could give the Trojans the lead here. Mark, few looks at Berry at second. He breaks for third, pitch is high. Throw down to third, not in time, and Berry is in with his 19th stolen base on the season. Pitch was high, so 1-2 the count on Perry. As Darcy Berry in with his 19th stolen base of the season. So now runner at third with 1 out. Strikeout here would be huge for Lundmark. 1-2 the count on Aiden Perry. 1-2 pitch on the way is high and outside again, 2-2. Mark, shake a few times, finally get a pitch he wants. The righty comes set at the belt. 2-2 pitch on the way, fouled into the backstop. Count remains 2-2. So 2-2 the count remains after the foul ball. One mark delivers. Just inside, count goes full, 3-2. Hunter Vickmeyer waiting on deck. And strikeout would be huge here for Longmark as a runner on third with only one out. 3-2 pitch on the way, fouled up out of play over the third base dugout. Count remains full. Count remains full on Perry. Darcy Berry on at third after a single. Then it was advanced over on a sacrifice bunt by Seth Altar, then stole third. Three-two pitch again. Catches the outside corner, and Perry is down looking. Fourth strikeout of the day for Lundmark, and it's a big one. Two gone now for Hunter Vickmeyer, who's 1 for 1 at the single, then got picked off to end the first. That was a big strikeout there from Lundmark on Aiden Perry. Gets 2 outs here. As Vickmeyer will step in. Count defense can play back to normal depth now in the infield. First pitch to Vickmeyer, swung up, fouled out of play down the right field line. 0-1 on Vickmeyer. Wind continuing blowing barely strongly out towards left field as it normally does here at Scott Berry Field. Right, Lundmark set at the belt, 0-1 pitch on the way to Vickmeyer, cut on a miss, strike 2. So quickly 0-2 now to the Trojan right fielder. So 0-2 on the count. Lundmark looking to strand Berry at third. 0-2 pitch on the way. Liner into center field. Lundmark going back and will make the catch just shy of the warning track to retire this side. Trojans get a runner in third, but unable to push him across as Lundmark gets a strikeout and a flyout as we go to the bottom of the third. Score remains tied at 1. Move on to the bottom of the third. Score remains tied at 1. Top of the order due up here for the comments in Shotbell, Lundmark, and Goff. Shotbell will step in, 1 for 1 with a single. She'll face Nikolai Arbach for the second time. This one makings of a pitcher's duel here so far, just 4 total hits. Thomas got a run on air. Trojans 3 errors so far through 2 innings. So the righty Shotbell will step in. And 1 single back in the first to lead off for the Comets. First pitch on the way from Arbach, swung fouled into the screen, 0-1. So 0-1 on shot bell. Tied for the team lead in home runs with 9 coming into today. 0-1 pitch. Misses outside, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 on shot bell. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled into the right side of the screen, 1-2. Again, Comet softball about hour and 10 minutes or so away from first pitch as they travel down to Valley City, playing home and home series this weekend, so they're in Valley City today. They'll be at home in Portland at Paul Carstead Field tomorrow. Finish out the regular season. 1-2 pitch on the way to shot bell. Just misses outside, 2-2. Good take there from Chris. And we bring you updates from that softball game as soon as that game starts. 2-2 pitch. Catches shot bell looking for strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for Arbach. 1 up, 1 gone. They'll bring up Carson Lundmark, 0 for 1. Reached on an error, then eventually came around and scored on another error. Only run so far here for the Comets. Lundmark steps in. Comets has 1 hit so far. That leadoff single by Chris Shotbell back in the first. First pitch to Lundmark in there, called the strike, 0-1. And Lundmark also tied for the team lead in home runs with 9, but wind blown out towards left center. 0-1 pitch, just a bit outside, tried the corner and missed, 1-1. One pitch on the way from Arbach. Catches the outside corner, 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Misses it outside, count even up 2-2. Cam Goff waiting on deck for the Comets. So they look to get something going here with 1 out in the bottom of the third and a 1-1 ball game. 2-2 pitch. Just misses, 3-2. Catcher Watt thought that was strike 3. He was ready to fire it down the third, throw it around the horn, but called the ball, so full count now on Lundmark. 3-2 pitch. On the outside corner, back-to-back looking strikeouts for Arbach. 2 up, 2 gone. They'll bring up Cam Goff, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 4 strikeouts on the day for Arbach. Gives him a total of 75 strikeouts on the season, which leads the team in that category. Goff steps in. First pitch from Arbach to Goff is high, 1-0. So 1-0 on Goff. Got Goff doing the DH today. Takes that one a little bit low, 2-0. It's 2-0 on Goff. For he to reach, Kevin Conway waiting on deck. 2-0 pitch on the way is right down the middle. Call the strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way to Goff. Swung on a miss, 2-2. Two-two pitch, way outside. Count is full now. 3-2 on Cam Goff. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Tie ball game 1-1. 3-2 pitch from Arbach. Flipped up out of play. Count remains full, 3-2. Goff will walk around the plate, finally get back in the box. Arbach set at the waist. 3-2 pitch to Goff. Little jam shot blooper on the infield. Third baseman Portner will make the catch to retire the side. Down in order go the Comets in the bottom of the third. As we move to the fourth, our score stays tied at 1. Move on to the top of the fourth, tied at 1 apiece. Heart of the order go up for the Trojans, 4, 5, and 6. Cassidy Watt will step in 1-for-1 with a solo home run back in the second inning. Was his 13th home run of the season. So Watt will step in. Unmarked back out there for the fourth, pitching well. 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, just 3 hits given up. Of course, that big blow, though, the solo home run off the bat of the man at the plate. First pitch from Lundmark is a breaking ball that doesn't break. 1-0 as it goes over the head of Watt. So 1-0 on Watt. So now his third base coach will call him down for a meeting. He's curious, both Comet softball and baseball next week will be out at the North Star Athletic Association Conference Tournament. Takes place out in Dickinson again this year for both softball and baseball. First set of games will be again on Thursday. Brackets will be released once all the games conclude, so stay tuned to the North Star Athletic Association Facebook page, website, Instagram for those likely to come out Monday or Tuesday. 1-0 pitch on the way from Lundmark to Watt is fouled straight back into the screen. 1-1 to the Trojan catcher. One pitch on the way from Lundmark. Chop right back to him. He gloves it. We'll flip it over to first. 1-3 on the putout for out number 1. Bring up Cameron Haller, 0 for 1. Grounded out to third base his first time up. So right-handed hitting Haller will step in, doing DHing here in game 1 for the Trojans. First pitch on the way from Lundmark. Swung on, fly ball, shallow right field. Shotbell, McQueen converging. Shotbell will call everybody off and make the catch. 2 up, 2 gone here in the top of the fourth for the Trojans. They'll bring up Dawson Portner, 0 for 1 with the strikeout so far for the Trojan third baseman.
Now batting number 30, Dawson Partner.
4 pitches for 2 outs here in the top of the fourth for Garrett Lundmark. Pitch count reasonably. He's at 54 through 3 2/3 innings of work. First pitch to Portner. Inside 1-0. Pitch on the way from Lundmark. Low and away, 2-0 the count on Portner. Lundmark into the motion, 2-0 pitch. Misses outside, 3-0. Ready to reach George Hogan waiting on deck. Three-zero pitch on the way. Catches the outside corner for strike one, 3-1. Lundmark into the motion, 3-1 pitch. On the way, cut and miss, strike two, count is full. Lundmark looks to battle his way back. He fell behind 3-0. He's now got it back to a full count, 3-2. 3-2 pitch from Lundmark, misses way outside, ball four, second walk issued today by Lundmark. Gives the Trojans a 2-out base runner for George Hogan, who is the other walked victim. So officially 0 for 0. Portner, 5 stolen bases on the season. See if they decide to put him in motion in a 1-1 ball game here with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Again, game 1 is a 7-inning game. First pitch, swung on, pop up. Shallow right field, Lundmark ranging to his right, has a beat on it, will make the catch to retire the side. Trojans get a 2-out base runner, but can't do anything with it as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Score still tied at 1. Move on to the bottom of the fourth in a 1-1 ball game. Heart of the order due up for the Comets because Kevin Conway will step in, 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. Update, Comet softball started actually at 2 o'clock. They're up 2-0 in the top of the first thanks to a 2-run home run off the bat of Lindsey Tula, who is absolutely mashing the softball right now. So 2-0 Comets against Valley City, down in Valley City. As Kevin Conway steps in, first pitch on the way from Arback. This is outside, 1-0. Arbach also pitching very, very well. He's got pitchers doing our hands. It's a 1-1 game here in the fourth. Comets still just one hit. 1-0 pitch to Conway into the gap in right center. Rainey going back. He's at the warning track and will make the catch a few steps in front of the fence. So 1 up, 1 gone for the Comets. Conway gave it a good shot, but hard to cut it through that wind as Zach Evanochko will step in. Walked his first time up, so 0 for 0. Left-hander hitting first baseman Evanochko steps in. First pitch from Arbach, swung on and missed, strike 1. 0-1 pitch. Outside corner. Catches it. Quickly 0-2 on Evan Ochko. Payoff pitch. Right down the middle for strike 3. Evan Ochko down on strikes. 5th strikeout of the day for Arback.
Now batting number 5, Jack McQueen.
7 in a row retired by Arback as Jack McQueen will step in. 0-for-1 with a strikeout. First pitch to McQueen. Line drive, base hit into left field. McQueen is aboard, just the 2nd hit of the day for the Comets, and they have a 2-out base runner here in the 4th. So ring up Jalen Denton. Reached on an error his first time up. Then was picked off on a back pick by the catcher Watt. So McQueen aboard after the 2-out single. First pitch swing is Denton, pops it up out of play over the third base dugout, 0-1 the count. McQueen just 2 stolen bases on the season. This count is 0-1 on the batter Denton. Oh, 0-1 pitch, chop foul towards the Comet dugout. Quickly 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way to Denton. Just misses the outside corner, 1-2. Base hit from McQueen. Broke up a streak of 7 straight retired by Arback. 1-2 pitch to Denton. Swung on, fouled up out of play over the press box. Count remains 1-2. Update on Comet softball after the half inning. They lead it 2-0 over the Vikings. Denton steps back in. Count is 1-2. McQueen on at first. 1-2 pitch is outside. Evens up the count 2-2. So 2-2 the count on Denton. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th in a 1-1 ball game. You figure the next run could go a long way in this one. 2-2 pitch, fouled towards the third base dugout. Count remains 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2-2 count with 2 out here. So count remains 2-2 on Denton. McQueen holding on at first after the 2-out single. 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. McQueen will get a head start at first. So full count. There goes Denton. Liner into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. McQueen's going to hit the bag at third. Here comes the throw from the right fielder, Bickmeyer, and the throw down to second as Denton was going. And he is safe. So he advanced on the throw to third. It's a single. Then advancing on the throw. Third hit of the day for the Comets, but runners on second and the third. With 2 outs as Riley Rankin will step in. Flew out to deep center field his first time up, so he is 0-for-1. So back-to-back hits in the inning. Puts 2 runners in scoring position for Rankin. Rankin, 17 RBIs on the season. First pitch to Rankin, catches the outside corner, 0-1. Marbach takes a peek at the runner second. 0-1 pitch to Rankin. Line drive into right field. Get down ball, and it will not. Right into the glove of Vickmeyer. And the Comets aren't able to get those runners across as we played 4 complete. Score remains tied at 1. Move on to the top of the 5th, still tied at 1. 8-9-1 due up for the Trojans as Connor Rainey will step in, 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Leading off for the Trojans, number 19, Connor Rainey.
Mark back out there for the 5th inning. So far, 4 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits. Giving up 1 run. It was unearned. Or excuse me, which was earned. Excuse me, I was looking at the wrong side of the stat sheet. Mark getting the motion and delivered. First pitch swinging is Rainey, and he swings through it 0-1. So 0-1 the count on Rainey. And the pitch from Mark is in there, called a strike 0-2. Update Comet softball through 1 inning complete. They lead the Vikings of Valley City 2-0. So 0-2 the count here on Rainey. Mark looking for his 5th strikeout of the afternoon. And he won't get it there as that's a base hit back up the middle off the bat of Rainey. The Trojans have the leadoff runner on here in the 5th. 4th hit of the day for the Trojans. First for Rainey. That'll bring up Darcy Berry. 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base.
Now batting number 22, Darcy Berry.
Rainey, 12 stolen bases on the season, which is 2nd on the team, so it is a threat to run there at first. Either a sac bunt or they put him in motion. Here in a 1-1 ball game. Not going or squaring. First pitch is high, 1-0 on Berry. Third baseman Conway playing in just in front of the bag, expecting maybe Berry to square around and bunt. Good size lead for Rainey. Pickoff attempt back to first, not in time as Rainey's back in safely with a head first dive. Count remains 1-0 on Berry. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1 the count now. Rainey holding on at first for now. Pick up to him. Rainey back in standing. Tried to catch him sleeping. Count remains 1-1 on the batter, Berry. Mark long look in for the signs from Rankin. Pick up to him. Back to first. In time. That was a close one. Rainey able to get the hand back in just ahead of the tag by Evan Ochko. 1-1 pitch, runner goes. It's a little jam shot. Conway able to make the catch. Foul territory, will throw it back to first, and it's a double play. Just like that, the runner is erased. The runner, Rainey, was going for second, and Barry tried to hold up on a check swing, but popped it in foul territory, and Conway made the catch. Was able to double up Rainey. So just like that, 2 out, and now brings back to the top of the order, and Seth Altwine, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sac bunt. First pitch to Altwine. Almost hits him as that pitch is way inside, 1-0. So 1-0 on Altwine. And the pitch from Lundmark catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way from Lundmark. Is in there, called a strike. A little late call there from the home plate umpire, but 1-2 now on Altwine. Payoff pitch coming from Lundmark. Outside, evens up the count, 2-2. So 2-2 the count on Altwine. Lundmark into the motion and delivers. Liner into right field. Shot Bell will take a few steps back and will make the catch to retire the side. So essentially a 1-2-3 inning for the Comets as we played 4.5. Score remains tied at 1 apiece. To the bottom of the 5th we go, still tied at 1. 9-1-2 due up for the Comets here as Tony Villarreal will step in. 0 for 1 with the ground out so far. Nikolai Albrecht back out there for the bottom of the 5th. Again, both pitchers pitching very well. Villarreal steps in. He squares the bunt, pulls back, pitches outside, 1-0. So 1-0 count on Villarreal. Albrecht comes set at the chest. Villarreal squares the bunt again, but misses it, and it's a strike, 1-1. One pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. So 1-2 the count now on Villarreal. Top of the order, and Chris Shotbell waiting on deck. One-two pitch on the way. Little jam shot. Third baseman Portner up with it. Will fire it across first in time to get Villarreal 5-3 on the putout. 1 up, 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Back to the top of the order, and Chris Shotbell, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout so far here in game 1. Comet softball still leading 2-0 over Valley City in the top of the second. First pitch to Shot Bell, big swing and a miss. Strike one, Shot Bell looking to give the Comets the lead there on that swing. Swung through it, so 0-1. 0-1 pitch. Foul ball. You're going to say a foul ball. So quickly 0-2 now on Shot Bell. Not sure if he fouled it off his foot or off something, but it was a foul ball. So 0-2 the count on Shot Bell. Payoff pitch. Just outside, 1-2 now on Shot Bell. Our back comes set at chest. 0-2 pitch on the ground to short. Barry upped it. Fire across to first. Not in time. Shot Bell's aboard with an infield single. The Comets have a one-out base runner. Second hit of the day for Shot Bell. Fourth for the Comets in total. Now bring up Carson Lundmark 0 for 2. He reached on an error and scored a run. He's also struck out.
Now batting number 7, Carson Lundmark.
So Shot Bell aboard after the infield single. See if they decide to send him. Again, team leader in stolen bases on the season with 14. One gone here in the bottom of the fifth in a 1-1 ball game. Not going is Shot Bell. Pitch bounces in front of Watt. Shot Bell going to hold on though at first. Looks like he didn't quite see it. So 1-0 to count on Lundmark. They decide to send Shot Bell again. 1 out here in the fifth in a tie ball game. Good size lead there for Shot Bell at first. Not going. 1-0 pitch to Lundmark. That one gets off the glove of Watt. That's going to allow Shot Bell to advance on the pass ball. So 2-0 the count. So runner in scoring position now for Lundmark in a 2-0 count. Two-0 pitch from Arbach. Swung on, ripped down the right field line. That is a foul ball. Just foul. This count is 2-1. If that was fair, Comets would have had a lead. So 2-1, the count now on Lundmark. Mark will take his time getting back into the box. Give Shot Bell time to get back to second. The fielder's time to get set as he finally steps in. Still heading the count, 2-1. Base hit could give the Comets the lead here. 2-1 pitch to Lundmark. He's in there. Call. Nope. You can say it was low. 3-1. Cam Goff waiting in the wings. Lundmark ahead in the count, 3-1. Arbach checks Shot Bell at second and delivers a 3-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, makes it a full count, 3-2 on Lundmark. Shot Bell dancing a little bit out there at second base. So full count on Lundmark. Three-two pitch, swung on and missed, strike three. Sixth strikeout of the day for Arbach is probably his biggest, as there's 2 outs now. Bring up Cam Goff, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he popped up to third base his last time up. As Goff steps in, getting a base hit, could give the Comets the lead here. The Comets have been scored since the first inning. First pitch to Goff. Misses 1-0. Getting 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th in this 7-inning contest. Shotbell on at second. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside. 2-0. Goff ahead in the count. Two-0 pitch. On the way to Goff. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 now to the Comet DH. Way this game is going, you figure next one might be the winning run. Two-one pitch from Arbach to Goff. Took a little something off it. 2-2. Just like that, Arbach 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Goff a little frustrated with himself after missing that pitch. He'll collect himself and finally step back in. Count is 2-2. Shotbell on at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Shotbell going for third. The pitch is high. Shotbell in there. Third ahead of the tag with a stolen base. Pitch was high, so it's 3-2. Shotbell in with his 15th stolen base of the season. So he got in just under the tag of the third baseman, Portner. So count is full on Goff. Still 2 outs, but Shotbell now just 90 feet away instead of 180. Three-two pitch from Arbach. Chopped on the ground to short. Barry up with it. Will fire it to first just in time to get Goff. And the Comets leave the go-ahead run at third base. We've played 5 complete. Score still tied at 1. To the top of the 6th we go in a 1-1 ball game. Both teams have had a couple chances to get that potential go-ahead run across, but unable to do so. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up here for the Trojans in the 6th. Aiden Perry will step in, 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Garrett Lundmark back out there for the 6th. So far, 5 innings, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, 4 hits, with just a 1 earned run on that solo home run off the bat of Cassidy Watt, set to hit third in the inning. First pitch is a breaking ball that pops out of the hand, 1-0 on Perry. Perry steps out, adjusts straps on his leg guard, and will finally step back in. 1-0 the count. Unmarked into the motion and delivers. Check swing. They're going to peel down to third. They're going to say he did not go. Count is 2-0. So Mark behind in the count, 2-0 on Perry. One mark into the motion and delivers a 2-0 pitch. In there, called a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. On the way from one mark, swung on, high fly ball into shallow left field. Villarreal, the shortstop going back, will be called off by Denton, who will make the catch. One up, one gone here in the top half of the sixth. That'll bring up Hunter Vickmeyer. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. Vickmeyer steps in, the right fielder. First pitch from one mark. Liner to second. Nice snag by McQueen on a one-hop. Spins, flips to first in time. Nice play there from Jack McQueen. 2 up, 2 gone here in the Trojan half of the sixth. Bring up Cassidy Watt, 1 for 2 with that solo home run back in the second. Only offense for the Trojans here in this one so far. He steps in, one mark into the motion and delivers. Pitch catches the outside corner, 0-1 the count on Watt. One pitch. Outside, 1-1 the count now to the Trojan catcher. One mark into his motion and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Misses a little low, 2-1 the count now on Watt. 2 gone here in the sixth and a 1-1 ball game. Two-one pitch. Little jam shot to third. Conway up with it. Gathers himself, fires the first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Lundmark as we played 5.5. Score still tied at 1. Heart of the order due up for the Comets here as we move on to the bottom of the sixth. Score still tied at 1 in Conway, Evanochko, and McQueen. Conway 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, flew out to center in the fourth. Comet softball still up 2-0 in the top of the third over the Vikings. Conway will step in. Nikolai Arbach back out there for the 6th, pitching well, 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, just 4 hits, and 1 run as that first pitch misses for ball 1 on Conway. And one almost out directly towards left field now. Conway 7 home runs on the season. See if he can get a hold of one here. 1-0 pitch. In there, call the strike, 1-1. One pitch to Conway. Backside single underneath the glove of the diving Hogan. And the Comets have the leadoff runner aboard here in the 6th. First hit of the day for Kevin Conway is a little jam shot backside single. It looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter here for Evanochko. Pinch hitter for Evanochko, Tanner Boyle. Boyle is senior at Portage, La Prairie, Manitoba, Canada. A 143 average on the season, 1 hit. He scored 1 run. So he'll pinch hit for Evanochko. So left-handed hitter, Boyle steps in. Third baseman Porter playing way in, expecting Boyle to square, which he does. Pulls back. Pitch misses inside, 1-0. Conway aboard at first after a leadoff single. So 1-0 the count on the pinch hitter Boyle. He squares again. Bunts it foul, 1-1. So 1-1 the count on Boyle. So he looks to get the bunt down, sacrifice Conway over to second. Boyle squares, bunts it foul again, 1-2. See if they decide to have Boyle square again with 2 strikes. So now the home plate umpire out. Talk with Arbach after that bunt foul, I think, caught a piece of the catcher Watt. Give Watt a second as home plate umpire will wipe off home plate. Head of this 1-2 pitch on the pinch hitter Boyle. Arbach will check Conway at first. Boyle squares again, pulls back, pitches outside, 2-2. Two pitch, Boyle bunts it foul, and that's a strikeout. So 1 gone here. They'll bring up Jack McQueen, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout.
Now batting number 5, Jack McQueen.
Queen steps in. Conway still on at first. First pitch swing. That's a little bloop shot. Now get in to right field for a single. Conway hits the bag at second. He's chugging for third. Here comes the throw, and it is in time to get Conway at third for out number 2. 9-6 to 5 on the putout. And quickly, now there are 2 out here. Second hit of the day, though, for Jack McQueen. They'll bring up Jalen Denton. 1 for 2, reached on an error in the second, singled in the 4th. So 1 on, 2 out. It's a good relay there by the Trojan defense. Now time is called as the catcher Watt will head out and have a chat with his pitcher Arbach. So 2 gone now. In the 6th. Score remains tied at 1. Again, this first game, a 7-inning game. Game 2, a 9-inning contest. So now the home plate umpire out to break up the meeting on the mound between Arbach and Watt. McQueen just 2 stolen bases on the season. Figure they probably won't send him here with 2 outs. Denton steps in. Arbach will check the runner at first. Comes set at the belt. First pitch to Denton. They're called a strike, 0-1. One pitch to Denton. Check swing. Did he go? They're going to say no, he didn't. Comets catch a break there, as it definitely looked like from back here that he went around. Count is now 1-1. Again, McQueen on at second after the single. 1-1 pitch to Denton. High fly ball into right field. Right fielder Vickmeyer going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. Goodbye! Jalen Denton gives the Comets the lead on a 2-run shot with 2 outs here, excuse me, in the bottom of the 6th. Denton, his 6th home run of the season, is a big one, gives the Comets the 3-run lead. Just like that, it is 3-run Comets. Second hit of the day for Denton as Riley Rankin will step in, 0 for 2.
Now batting number 22, Riley Rankin.
So Rankin will step in. Comets now leading 3-1. First pitch to Rankin in there, called a strike. One pitch to Rankin is way outside, 1-1. 1-1 pitch coming from Arbach to Rankin. Swung on, liner in right field. That'll get down for a base hit, and Rankin is aboard. Sliding to cut it off is Vickmeyer, and Rankin will hold on with a 2-out single. 3 straight hits for the Comets. Gives them 7 total on the day. We'll have a courtesy runner now for Rankin. That is Avery Kirkup. Avery Kirkup, the senior out of Souris, Manitoba. 13 runs scored, 2 stolen bases on the season. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter again. Pinch hitting for Tony Villarreal is Brock Barlow, the freshman out of Las Vegas, a 184 average on the season, 7 hits, 1 home run, 1 double, 8 RBIs. So he will pinch hit for Villarreal. Kirkup courtesy running at first for the catcher Rankin as the pinch hitter Barlow steps in with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th, 2 already in. Comets lead at 3-1. First pitch swinging is Barlow, foul ball, 0-1. Swung on, fouled up out of play, quickly 0-2 now on the pinch hitter Barlow. So 0-2, 2 gone here in the 6th, 2 already in. Payoff pitch to Barlow, misses outside, 1-2. One and 2 now to Barlow. And the pitch just misses upstairs. 2-2. Ready to reach top of the order, and Chris Shopwell waits on deck. 2-2 pitch. Misses low, and the runner Kirkup will get a head start at first base with a full count and 2 outs. Righty Arbeck comes set at the chest. There goes Kirkup, swung on into right field, but that'll be a foul ball as it's almost into the bullpen. Count remains full. Kirkup will have to go back to first. Three-two pitch coming. There goes Kirkup, swung on a miss for strike 3. A strikeout for Arbeck to retire the side, but the Comets get 2 thanks to the big swing by Jalen Denton as he launched his 6th home run of the season over the right field wall to give the Comets the 3-1 lead. Buckle your seatbelts as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Comets need 3 to win it. Defensive substitution for the Comets. Now at first base is Quinn Pershing, the freshman out of Bozeman, Montana. It's Garrett Lundmark back out there looking to finish this one off as the Comets need 3 outs to win it as they lead 3-1. So face the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Trojans. Cameron Haller will step in 0 for 2. Haller steps in. First pitch on the way from Lundmark is in there, called a strike, 0-1. So 0-1 the count on Haller. Lundmark into the motion and delivers. In there, called a strike, quickly 0-2. So 0-2 the count on Haller. Lundmark into the motion, payoff pitch. On the way is way outside, 1-2. Nice snag there by Rankin. So 1-2 the count on Haller, doing the DHing here in game number 1 for the Trojans. One-two pitch on the way from Lundmark is low, 2-2. So 2-2 the count on Hollard. Dawson Portner waiting on deck. 2-2 pitch on the way from Lundmark. Foul ball. Count remains 2-2 as Haller fouled that one off his foot. Haller back into the box after taking a quick second to gather himself after fouling that last ball off his foot. 2-2 pitch on the way from Lundmark is up and in, 3-2. Full count. Lundmark into the motion. And delivers. Swung on back up the middle. Base hit as it takes the glove off of Lundmark. And the Trojans have the leadoff runner on here in the top of the 7th. 5th hit of the day for the Trojans. First hit of the day for Holler. That'll bring up Dawson Portner. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. So he represents the tying run. Holler on at first. Holler, no stolen bases on the season, so likely not a threat to run. First pitch to Portner in there, called a strike, 0-1. One pitch. On the way from Lundmark. Just misses the outside corner, 1-1 the count now on Portner. Holler hanging on at first. Again, no stolen bases on the season, so more than likely not going to run. 1-1 pitch. Cut on a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count now on Portner. Quick update, Comet softball there. Now trail the Vikings 3-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Count is 1-2 here on Portner. Holler on it first after a leadoff single. One-two pitch. Caught by Pershing, and he tags the bag, and it's a double play. Nice play there for the defensive replacement, Quinn Pershing. Just like that, Comets are 1 out away from winning this one. Second double play the Comets have turned today, both of them unconventional. Just like that, there's 2 outs. Well, Pershing came out here in the 7th as a defensive replacement. They always say the ball is a way of finding you, and he made a heck of a play there. George Hagan steps in, 0-for-1 with the walk. First pitch swinging, swings through it, 0-1. So 0-1 the count on Hogan. Lundmark in his motion and delivers. Swung on foul ball. The Trojans are down to their last strike. So 0-2. Lundmark way ahead here in the count. 0-2 pitch on the way from Lundmark is a check swing. Sword, they say he went around and the game is over. Comets get the victory in game 1 here over the Trojans, and a good one as they win it 3-1. Jalen Denton providing the winning run with a 2-run home run. We'll take a break, tally up the stats, come back. Look at them as we get set for game 2 as the Comets win game 1 here 3-1. All right, welcome back into the post-game show as the Comets pick up the victory here in game number 1 by a score of 3-1. Take a look at stats first for the Trojans. 1 run on 5 hits, 3 errors. They left 3 runners on base. Overall, Seth Altwine 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Aiden Perry 0 for 3. Hunter Vickmeyer 1 for 3 with a single. Cassidy Watt 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Cameron Haller 1 for 3 with a single. Dawson Portner 0 for 2 with a walk. George Hogan 0 for 2 with a walk. Connor Rainey 1 for 2. And Darcy Berry 1 for 2 with a stolen base. Nikolai Arbeck gets the loss. Went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, walked 1, struck out 6. As the Trojans fall to 21-22 overall in the season, 7-10 in conference action. For the Comets, 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 6 runners on base. Chris Shotbell 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a stolen base. Carson Lundmark 0 for 3 with a run scored. Cam Goff was 0 for 3. Kevin Conway 1 for 3 with a single. Zach Evanochko 0 for 1 with the walk. Tanner Boyle 0 for 1 in his pinch hit appearance. Jack McQueen 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. Jalen Denton 2 for 3 with a single and a 2-run home run, which proved to be the game winner for the Comets there in the bottom of the 6th. Riley Rankin 1 for 3 with a single. Tony Villarreal 0 for 2. Brock Barlow was 0 for 1 in a pinch hit appearance. Garrett Lundmark gets the complete game victory, going all 7 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So I'll do it here for game 1. Again, Comets win at 3-1 as they move to 14-25 overall, 6-11 in conference action. Update Comets softball, they'll trail 6-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll take a break. Game 2 about 25-30 minutes away as the Comets win game 1 by a score of 3-1.